Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nakyuddin bin Hishamuddin Shah, and today me and my fellow group members from Group 6 will be presenting about the role, types, and impact of international institutions and organizations in addressing global challenges, promoting stability, and fostering cooperation in our increasingly interconnected world. So first off, let me answer the question, what are international institutions and organizations? So by definition, they are formal entities involving multiple nations to address global issues and foster cooperation. So some of the types, there are three types of these organizations, which is firstly intergovernmental organizations, IGOs, such as the UN, World Trade Organization, and IMF. Secondly, we have non-governmental organizations, also known as NGOs, which is, for example, Red Cross and Amnesty International. And lastly, we have multilateral agreements, for example, Paris Climate Agreement. Okay, so why are they essential in today's globalized world? First off is to promote peace and security. Secondly, we have to facilitate economic cooperation, to address global challenges, establish standards and norms, to encourage development and aid, and to foster diplomatic relations, and lastly, enhancing global interconnectedness. That is all from me. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I will continue the next slide. It's about the different type of international organization and their role in the global cooperation. International organization can be broadly categorized into three main types. First, intergovernmental organization (IGO). Second, non-governmental organization (NGO), and also the last one, international financial institution (IFI). So, IGO are formed by civilian states to address issues like peace, trade, or the environment. First example, the United Nations, which focus on the global peace and the security. Second, the World Trade Organization, which oversee international trade. And the last example, the African Union, which promote unity and development across Africa. So the second point is NGO. So NGO are private, non-profit entities dedicated to the causes like human rights, healthcare, or environmental. With the organization like Amnesty International advocating for justice, and Doctor Without the Border providing medical aid and worldwide. And the last point is IFIs. So global financial institution oversee money flow and maintaining economic stability. They support development and also ensure financial stability and foster economic growth. They also influence extend across the border, impacting government, business, and individuals worldwide, with example like the IMF and also World Bank. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Adam. It's my turn now, and now I will talk to you about the three international institutions that have the most significant impact on the world on a global scale. That's the WTO, the World Trade Organization, the UN, the United Nations, and also the World Bank. Now, for the WTO, their role is basically to oversee global trade rules, resolve disputes between member nations, and promote trade liberalization. And the some of the crises that they were involved in is the US-China trade dispute, in which they basically mediated aspects of the tariff war between US and China. Now, next is the United Nations. The United Nations, their role is basically to address global challenges like peace and security. They're more of a extreme crisis force, and they basically react to like humanitarian agencies providing aid during crises like famines, pandemics. So one is the Syrian refugee crisis, where the UN coordinated international efforts to provide shelter and support the millions of displaced Syrians. Now, the third one is the World Bank, and the World Bank basically funds development project and provides loans to low and middle income countries, and offers policy advice to reduce poverty and foster sustainable development. Now, they have a focus on a more, humanitarian long term solutions. And basically, one is the reconstruction in Ukraine, which has been going on since 2022 till now, in which the World Bank basically pledged billions to rebuild infrastructure and provide basic services after the Russian invasion. Now that's all for my part. I'll pass it to the next person.
And then moving on to the next part, which is me, I'm Nurena Batrisha, will talk about how effective are international organizations in addressing global challenges such as poverty, conflict, and also climate change. So first, in the fight against poverty, the UN, which is the United Nations, has helped improve lives since 2015 by reducing poverty, child mortality, and also they've been increasing electricity access to these people. And then the next one, which is FAO, which is the UN's Food and Agriculture Organization, is also working to end hunger and malnutrition, which still affect many people around the world, but they're really working hard on it. And then when it comes to conflict, the World Bank actually helps countries that are recovering from war by supporting growth in a way that avoids making conflict worse. And then the second one, which is the UN Refugee Agency, also works to protect refugees, displaced people, and also those without a nationality by giving them the support they need. And then lastly, climate change, which is one of the biggest challenges that we face today. The UN Framework Convention on Climate Change actually encourages countries that to work together to fight climate change. And then the second one, which is the World Bank, is also one of the biggest supporters of climate action in developing countries. So they would like help them to move toward greener and more sustainable solutions. So I think even though we have made progress in this matter, these problems actually still need our continued effort to make the world a better place for everyone. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mo Faiz, and right now I would like to share with you about the governance structure of major international organizations. Let's start with the definition of governance structure. So, governance structure refers to the framework of rules, practice, and processes by which an organization is directed and controlled. It establishes the roles, responsibility, and relationship among the organization's governing bodies, such as the board of directors, executive management, and the stakeholders. So these structures ensure that the decisions are made transparently and alignment with the organization's objectives. So moving on to the definition of major international organization. So major international organization refers to that the entity that operates across national borders to address global issues such as economic stability, health crisis, environmental protection, or human rights. So these organizations are often formed by agreements between countries and include both governmental and non-governmental bodies. So moving on, the interrelation between governance structure and major international organization. So governance structure and major international organization are deeply interconnected. Why? Because governance frameworks ensure that the international organization operates efficiently, transparently, and with accountability, enabling them to fulfill their mission effectively. Similarly, the scale and complexity of international organizations create strong governance structure to manage diverse stakeholders and global operation. For example, the Paris Agreement on Climate Change under the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC, demonstrate these relationships. The agreement's governance structure includes mechanisms for monitoring compliance, reporting progress, and facilitating cooperation amongst member states. This structure ensures accountability and transparency while enabling members states to align with their efforts toward limiting global warming. So the success of international organizations often depends on adaptability and inclusiveness of their governance structures. For instance, during the COP28 conference in 2023, the UNFCCC's governance framework facilitated negotiation that result in global commitment to phase out the fossil fuel, reflecting how governance structure can drive significant international agreements.
Hello everyone, my name is Anisha and today I will be discussing how regional organizations contribute to stability and cooperation among member states. Regional organizations play a crucial role in fostering peace, security and economic development within their respective region. Firstly, regional organizations such as European Union, the African Union and the Association of Southeast Asian Nations are instrumental in conflict prevention and resolution. These organizations facilitate the dialogue and negotiating among member states, helping to resolve disputes peacefully. For example, the African Union has been actively involved in mediating conflicts in countries like Sudan and Somalia. Secondly, regional organizations promote economic cooperation and integration. By creating common markets and reducing trade barriers, they enhance economic interdependence among member states. This economic integration not only boosts trade and investment, but also reduces the likelihood of conflicts as countries become more economically interconnected. The European Union is a prime example of how economic cooperation can lead to long-term stability. Moreover, regional organizations work closely with international bodies like United Nations to address global challenges. Their collaboration on issues such as counterterrorism, climate change, and public health. This cooperation enhances their capacity to respond to crises and ensure a coordinated approach to global problems. Lastly, regional organizations contribute to building trust and confidence among member states. Through regular meetings, joint initiative, and cultural exchange, they foster a sense of community and shared identity. This sense of belonging is essential for maintaining peace and stability in the region.
So, in conclusion, international organizations are essential for fostering global cooperation, addressing challenges like poverty, climate change, and promoting stability. Through their diverse roles and regional contributions, they help create a more connected and sustainable world for all of us. That is all from us. Thank you.